Hey guys, this is Manifesting Better, and I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. So today's topic will be based on my last video. I discussed it in the last video, and I recently made a post on Instagram about something like this, and I got a lot of questions. So the topic is, what is the difference between living in the end and living as if? So they are both different terms, they both mean the same things. And let me tell you what on my Instagram post gave discussion to this topic. So on Instagram, I made a post very recently about, are you actually living in the end, in which I said that you also have to act as the version of you. You also have to behave as that version of you. You cannot just affirm and expect it to come. So now let me actually elaborate on what I meant by that. For that, I will first explain what living in the end is and what living as if is. Living in the end is a term that is used by the Neville Goddard's side of community a lot, in which Neville Goddard meant, and I also mean that, and the people who discuss living in the end, it is the only necessity to manifest what you want. How do you do that? Is in your mind, you live as the version of yourself, you think as the version of yourself, and you behave, this I will explain later, as the version of yourself who already has what they want, right? And living as if is a term that is commonly used in the law of attraction community, in which they talk about that if you are living in the end of, if you are manifesting money, then you should go spend all your money. If you are living in the end of a relationship, then you should make dinner for two people, and make two plates. You should make some space in your cupboard for your person. You should make some space in your garage for their car, stuff like that. Now, let me explain why sometimes living in the end, so why living in the end is essential and why living as if sometimes can make you feel delusional. And then I will explain what I meant by that you also have to act as the version of you in my post. Living in the end is the only necessity to get what you want, right? Because if you are living as the version of yourself who has what they want, you will manifest your state of being, because the world is a reflection of you. The world will reflect your state of being. Now, why living as if is sometimes a controversial topic and why it's not always possible. So sometimes, and this happens a lot, especially in money scenarios, SP scenarios, in these cases, you cannot do what you have to do in the physical world and what you would do if you already had your manifestation. So let's take an example for a person. If in your mind you're living in a relationship with a person and in the physical world you guys are not talking, then living as if would say that tell that person that I love you, constantly call that person, constantly do that person. And this is something people say a lot. Oh, if I was in that relationship, I would be calling him, I would be texting him. No, that's not helpful, because of two reasons. One, the scenario and the physical world does not give you the liberty yet to act that way. That's one reason. The second is that probably doing that, you're going to be creating more resistance, because that will come from a sense of manipulation, right? And that will make you feel delusional. An easy way to understand this would be a money example. So let's say you are living in the end of having $1 billion. How will you spend it? Because if you had money, you will be spending it, and right now you don't have anything. How will you spend it? It's not possible, right? So we have to do what we can do in that moment. So maybe buying a very small chocolate for yourself, which you have always wanted to buy, or that t-shirt that you have always wanted to buy, that is easily under your budget, but makes you feel like a rich and a wealthy person, do that. The point of living as if is to make you feel like the person. So do whatever in that moment makes you feel like that person. Now, I'm not saying that living as if is always bad. If cleaning your closet and making space for your person's clothes is going to make you feel like that I have it, then that's your way of living in the end. Do it. But if you are just doing it out of fear, out of lack, and out of desperation, then that's not going to help you in any way. And not the 3D world will not always give you the liberty to do that. So if in this moment you are manifesting a car, right, and you are living in, you have your old car, That doesn't mean that you will go and steal that the car that you want and drive around in that. You cannot. You will still have to drive your old car. You will still have to, same goes with a house, you will still have to use your like live in your same house, because in the world, in the physical world, that is not there yet. But maybe you can buy that new car fragrance. Maybe you can buy some furniture for your new house. And I'm not saying that these things are necessary. I'm saying that these things, if they help you live in the end, do that. But don't push yourself into limits that you cannot, and just for the purpose of doing this, and it makes you feel delusional and it makes you feel sad, and you have $100 right now in your account and you're spending all of it because you think that if I spend it, I'm telling to someone or some universe that I have a lot of money. No, depends on how it's making you feel. After you spend that $100, how is it going to make you feel? It is going to make you feel poor. You can only do things that you can in that moment. You don't have to push yourself and do things that are actually going to make you feel down or delusional. Now, see, living as if can be a great tool, right? And all right, so first I will explain what I meant in my post when I said that you also have to act as that version, you also have to behave as that version. Let's say, for an example, you are manifesting a specific person, right? And right now you are in no contact, and what you are doing is you are stalking them, you're chasing them, you're texting them, you're asking your friends about them. What I meant by you have to behave as that person is stop doing that. I know in this moment you cannot go talk to them, but you also wouldn't be chasing them. You also wouldn't be begging them for attention. You also wouldn't be running after them. Those are the actions I want you to stop doing, because all of those actions are coming from a state of lack. All of those actions are coming from fear and desperation. And by doing that, you are just reinforcing your fear, you are reinforcing your desperation. That is what I meant in that post. Like I was saying before, living as if can be a great tool if it helps you live in the end. Living in the end, do whatever you have to do to live in the end. If drinking a glass of water makes you feel like you're living in the end, do it. If cleaning your closet, making space for your person makes you feel like living in the end, don't do it. But if doing that makes you feel delusional and makes you feel sad and makes you realize the lack of that thing, don't do it. If going on a vacation and pretending you are with your person makes you feel like you're living in the end, do it. But if that is making you feel sorry for yourself, don't do that. If spending some money that you have is making you feel like you have a lot of money and making you feel wealthy, do it. If it isn't making you feel that way, don't do it. But don't pretend that you are living as if and you are living in the end while chasing someone. That is you pretending. Because in any way, state, or form, even if you chase and get this person, do you want it that way? And even if you get it that way, do you actually think it's going to stay for the longer run? Or do you think it will just be a delusion and it will come and go away because your state of being didn't change? In the end, all you have to do is just convince yourself that you have what you want. If you have to jump through hoops in because you think you have to, and that makes you feel like you can get it, do that. But if sitting at home and just being in your mind is making you feel like that, then that is the way to go for you. It is very, very individual. That is why people take coaching, because they need that individual advice. Please don't allow yourself to chase under the pretense that I'm living in the end, or I'm living as if, or I would be texting him if he's my boyfriend. But in the world, in the physical world, you cannot. And in the physical world, you doing that, you are disrespecting yourself because he's ignoring you. So only do the things that first make you respect yourself, second make you feel like you're living in the end, and third are coming from a state of faith, not a state of fear. Have been looking forward to making this video for a long time, and I intend that it answers all of your questions. I will see you in the next one. And also, thanks a lot for 1000 subscribers. I haven't reached there yet, but I think by the time I upload this video I will. So thanks a lot for that.